everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? I literally just woke up and I went straight to Twitter looking for clips, looking for interesting tidbits for my next video, hoping that maybe Chantal did another video that I could react to. But I found out some stuff. I found out a lot of stuff, actually. The first thing that I found out was that the video that Chantal put out, the last one, she deleted it. The one where she was talking about Yaba, everything else, that's gone. That's all gone. Her community post, also gone. She's erased everything. Of course she did. She's in trouble, and she knows she's in trouble. So what did she do? Instead of owning up to everything that she said and everything she did, she's going to get rid of everything. That's her way of just trying to rewrite history or try to make sure that people don't remember the history at all. I also found out that Keemstar, he did a live stream last night, a panel, and due to things that Chantal said, he's done with Chantal. He's absolutely done. There's absolutely no way that he's going to invite her back on panel. He's disgusted with her, very disgusted. He's ticked off. He's so ticked off. She just keeps making the situation worse. You know, if the hole wasn't deep enough, she's dug it even deeper. It's just, the fallout has been huge. Also, y'all, boy, talk about a tower moment. She's experiencing one right now. Let's go over what's been going on. So her money situation is bad. It's so bad that she went on Locale Live. She was begging everybody for money, insisting to get paid. They don't pay guests to go up. Yaba and Frenchie, they didn't insist on being paid going up. They just went up so they could roast Chantal, and they did. They made that segment very entertaining. Thanks for that, Yaba and Frenchie. You guys did great. They just presented some facts. They filled in some of the holes for Locale Live. They didn't like what they heard. But let's go over the new enemies for Chantal. Be Our Guest, Isaac. He's on Chantal's tail. Locale Live doesn't like her. And guess who just woke up from a long sleep? Music Biz Marty. Y'all remember? Ooh, she made an enemy with Music Biz Marty by defending Cyrax. She was poking at that bear, and that bear woke up, and it caused all kinds of problems for her. Well, guess what? He's awake again. He's out of hibernation, and he's got his eyeballs on Chantal. And Music Biz Marty is not someone you want looking at you, and he's staring at Chantal. So that's just a preview of the things that have happened so far. But I wanted to go over all the stuff on Twitter. For those of you that don't have Twitter, you don't want to be on Twitter, I get it. It can be like the Wild West, as well as go over a wonderful video full of receipts, courtesy of Perfectly Imperfect. As she put out this video about 10 hours ago, because Chantal likes to paint herself the victim when she's not the victim, is she? As I've said, she's not a victim. Not in any sense of the word, not any time in her life. She's never been the victim. She's a person that makes other people into victims. She is a predator who preys on people. But to keep people from seeing that, she cries victim. She hides behind victimhood. And those of us that know that it's a disguise. We know she's a liar, a great big liar. And we know how evil she really is. So I'll tell y'all what. Let's go over the stuff on Twitter that I found. And then we'll get into the wonderful video, courtesy of Perfectly Imperfect. And I will leave a link down below in the description for those of you that want to check out her video and sub up to her channel and leave her a great comment and tell her how much you appreciate the video. So I'm going to pull up all the Twitter stuff. And there's a lot to go over here. Okay. So for those of you that are on Twitter, and you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, WowGirlSarah. So let's start here with a tweet courtesy of Florida Salt and Sass saying, has Keemstar seen the Cuba Rage video? Particularly her "I will manipulate the F out of you" speech. He needs to. So for those of you that were not around during that time, what is that in reference to? A brief overview. Chantal was in Cuba. At that time, she was making lots and lots of money on her channel, and she was riding very high on her horse. And I mean really high, sky high. And she was arrogant. She was bragging in Cuba about how much money she made. She even said, I hate money. I have so much money. My, how times have changed. Going from making a lot of money and hating money because you have so much to begging to be paid for a panel on another channel. But during that time when she was in Cuba, she said something. She said it with her whole chest. She was so arrogant that she could reveal her manipulative side to everybody and get away with it. She said, and I quote, I will manipulate the F out of you and then come on tomorrow and be sweet as pie and you'll eat it up. Those were her exact words. She's a manipulative person. She knows she is. And she was bragging about how manipulative she is to her own audience, the people that she manipulates. She was telling them how manipulative she was. She was being really cocky. The mask was off because she knew that her own beezers, they're so addicted to her. They like to watch her so much. She could say anything to them, anything at all, and they would still stick around. She knew that she could be rude to them, humiliate them, embarrass them, call them out on stream, and they wouldn't leave. That if she blocked their accounts, if they were VIPs, all they would do is make another account and buy another membership just to come back on. And yeah, she did that too. For those that want to know, need to know, she did that too. She played that little scam game with her own VIPs. Just to make more money, she would block accounts so she could get double the memberships off of one person versus just one. But I digress. Let's keep going with this. Who knows says, didn't know if you knew, but Foodie might have woken Music Biz Marty. Just saying, she's pissed, she's ticking everybody off. See, here's the latest post from Music Biz Marty. He says, the number one chapter in the Quran is Al-Fatwa. Coincidence? I don't think so. You're so zinged and you don't even know it. Zing Master, don't put me to the test. And then he says in another post, say my name one more time and you're getting zinged. So help Allah. Or should I say Shallah, which is Jewish for bread. That's a warning zine. Sounds like Marty is awake now. That, you know, I'm sure he's got people everywhere on YouTube keeping an eye on things. And with everything going on with Chantal and Locale Live, I'm sure he's taken notice. I'm sure he's been in the background watching, listening. Chantal, I would not tick off Marty if I was you. Do you remember the last time you ticked him off? What happened? He and his trolls got real creative with your family. A car almost got towed. He's the very reason why your mother will not let you stream at the house when you go visit. They don't want to get doxxed. They don't want to get bothered by Marty. It was because of you. You started that whole thing. You poked at Marty and you defended Cyrax and he covered Cyrax. You were defending a PDF file. That got his attention. And once you had it, you learned just how creative he can be with his trolling. He caused a lot of problems for your family because of you and your big mouth. Are you sure you want to wake up this bear? Are you sure you want to poke it with a stick? Well, it doesn't matter. The bear's awake and he's looking at you again. And the last time it did not fare very well. I'd be careful. I'd be real careful. Don't keep poking this bear, Chantal. Don't do it. All right. Now, I showed this clip yesterday. I showed it. Y'all saw it. Let's see. This is interesting. Says, we've been known. Autumn Fairy says, credit to truth seekers for the video. The lying liar who lies. Yeah, because she's still insisting that she was the victim. You guys saw this yesterday, but for those who didn't see it, let's play it again.
I made it public and I shouldn't have. I didn't lie for revenge, but I exaggerated it. I did.
I didn't lie for revenge, but you lied. You lied. I didn't lie for revenge, but I lied. The fact that you said the word but proves that you lied. And the fact that you exaggerated it also proves that you lied. Because when you have the truth, you don't have to exaggerate anything. Truth is all you need. Any true victim would tell you that. But since you're not a true victim, you don't know that. Well, now you do. Now you do. All right, so this has to do with the Kybella thing. Kybella and Salah talking. Julie says, she said last night that he reached out to her on TikTok and told her to contact him on the Home Alone Legend account. How else would she have known about that account? Even Chantal didn't know about it at the time. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. You're supposed to be his loving wife, Chantal. Why wouldn't you know about all of his accounts? Why would he, as your husband, not tell you? Why would he tell a stranger before you? These are questions that need answers. Don't you agree? Why did he have a secret account that you, his wife, did not know about? Yet a complete stranger on the internet did. They knew about it before you. And he was encouraging this stranger to contact him on that account. But let's go further, y'all. Let's go further. Let's go a lot further. Let's go deeper. I love going deeper. Let's talk about you, Chantal. You know, because you're a narcissist. You love when people talk about you. So let's talk about you for a minute. What about you and the Telegraph account? That you swore you were talking to just Salah, yet you were using naughty pictures, very naughty pictures, including pictures of adult film actresses. And the picture that you were using, I found the original picture of the woman in question, her name April Snow. You were using the picture of an adult actress for that Telegraph account, allegedly to talk to your husband. So you're going to use another woman's picture, a almost nude picture, to talk to your husband? I seriously doubt that. Why would you want your husband to look at another woman's picture, just talking to you casually, as you claim? I think you were using that account to talk to other people, maybe catfishing people on Telegram. And by the way, since we're here, since we're going to talk about consent, you know, because consent is very important. Since it's very important, question: did you get the consent of that adult actress to use her picture on Telegram? Also, more importantly than that, although they are both important, they're both women, they should both be able to give consent or not. Did you get Dee Dee's consent to show that clip from the Sam's Bar Lounge video? Did you get her consent? I mean, because what was happening to her was her trauma, not yours. Did you get her consent? I don't think you did. So here you are screaming and yelling about other people not getting your consent. At the same time, you're not getting other people's consent for using their stuff. Hypocrite. Hypocrite. Okay, moving on to Elia Sultana, saying, well, she's streaming every day and he's making her. Salah's a scammer who has his hands in many scams, but it's not a reputable job or business. So this is an old clip, courtesy of Acadia Strong, saying, remember when she said that he would support her and she wouldn't have to be online all the time? Yeah, I do remember Chantal saying that, y'all, that Salah was so incredibly successful as a businessman that she could quit YouTube. She wouldn't have to stream anymore. She wouldn't have to do videos. She could just quit. Although she never quit. She didn't even take an extended break, and he could just take care of her. She's always been online and she's always streamed. But she looks ragey in this one. I love ragey Chantal, but let's see what she has to say.
Literally no incentive. Like, he hasn't asked me for a dime. He has a job. Like, literally no, he wants me. If he was using.
You know what's funny? Before she gets deep into this, I would like to say this first, if I may. Here's what's interesting, y'all. Chantal did a live stream where she was talking about romance scammers. And she herself even said, like, she knows that the romance scammers are out there and they specifically target women like her, women that are older, perhaps overweight, perhaps longing for love. She knew they were out there. She knew. She was aware. And Chantal, you're a scammer yourself. I know you've heard of the long con. The romance scammers, the scammers in general, they've gotten smarter. They're going to go for the long con. They know that people are catching on to their schemes, so they're not going to make themselves obvious in the beginning. They wait. They wait. They deliberately wait because they know it's important to build up this sense of trust first, to establish a rapport with the victim, to make it seem as if they're not a scammer. So in the beginning, they won't ask for money. They won't ask for gifts. They'll log in a lot of time talking to said victim and making it seem like they really care. They will spend a long time doing that. They'll do the long con. So during this time period, he was setting you up. He wasn't asking for anything. He wasn't asking for money. And then what happened? And then what happened? What did you do? You sent him $9,000, you big idiot. That's an example of a long con. He didn't ask for money in the beginning just so he could ask for a big lump sum later on. $9,000. So I guess he played the long con pretty well, because by waiting and waiting and waiting, he could come up with something that sounded legit and get a real big lump sum all at once. And you, being the stupid moron that you are, you actually paid it. But let's keep going with the clip.
Me and needed my money. Why does he want me to? He doesn't want me to. Why am I not doing live streams every day? Why am I not making money then this way?
And here's something from me, Chantal, because I love to make you feel stupid. Big question. If this man was so in love with you, why would he ask $9,000 from you to invest in his business. Here's another one. If he was so successful, why wouldn't he invest his own money in his business? Here's another one. If he loved you so much, why wouldn't he pay all your expenses to move to the Middle East? Pay for the apartment, pay for the rent, pay for your plane ticket. Why would he have you pay if he was so in love? Wouldn't a man who's deeply, wildly in love pay for all the expenses for their lady love to relocate to his country? No, he made you pay, didn't he? Guess the what love wasn't that deep, huh? Because you're the one paying now, not him. You're paying for him, not him paying for you. I'm full of questions this morning, aren't I? But they're good questions. Let's keep going.
Like, excuse me? No, that's not even true. Why does he want want me to go there for months at a time and not have to worry about freaking working? You know?
Because you're a cow. You're a cash cow. You're a pay pig. And every scammer likes to have their piggy bank close to them where they can access it more often. You should know all about scamming, Chantal. Scamming, a lot of it has to do with control. He wanted control of you, and he wanted to make sure that nobody else could stick their hands in the piggy bank that they're sticking their hands in. If you're over there in his home country, he could have more access to the walking ATM that is you, and no one else can get into it. That's why.
Well, like, get a life. You don't know the situation. You don't know him at all.
Well, neither do you. It's been 3 years. How much do you really know about Salah? Honestly. How much do you know about him? How much? I bet you guys don't know each other at all. Not like you should know him as your husband. He goes off and he does his thing. You do your thing at the house and he leaves you alone. You guys don't know each other at all. He doesn't want to get to know you, and you don't want to get to know him. It's a bromance. It's a business relationship at best. Okay, this is about Keemstar and Lolcow Live from At Least I Can Carry You, saying it's mad how it's taken less than a week to see her for who she really is. Reality Check says breaking. Keemstar called Chantal freaking evil and demanding that she apologizes to Yaba immediately. Blaming Yaba for someone else's unaliving. Open the wounds of people blaming Keemstar for Etika. He's legit upset. Yeah, Chantal did that. She was blaming Yaba for Little Mama. Anybody that doesn't know, Little Mama is somebody that she had a channel for a minute. She passed away. And Chantal tried to spin that as it was the reactor's fault, when it absolutely wasn't. From what I understand, Little Mama, there were emotional issues, mental issues that nobody knew about, nobody had a clue about, and that's what caused her untimely death. But Chantal is trying to use the death of another to try to have a gotcha with the reactors. And it's uncalled for, and it's low, and it's undeserved. And that's really made Keemstar very, very angry. Moving on to Kyle Ray. LOL, Tina hates Foodie Beauty, but doesn't hate not Frenchie and Yaba. Foodie must be angry that her haters are liked more than her. So here's a piece from the panel that happened last night. And this is also courtesy of, it looks like, from Miss Anthropolulu. So credit to her as well.
Nobody hates a fat girl like another fat girl. They all hate each other.
No, I don't hate Yaba. I don't hate French
Well, not
fry.
you,
I don't
Tina.
hate
You're a
chicken
saint.
nugget. I don't hate motherfucking horsefly. I don't hate fucking MacDougal. I don't give a fuck about none of the bitches. If they got something to bring to the table, bring it to the table.
I'll tell you what, Yaba has a fire voice. She got
Yes.
a radio voice. Like, Yaba need to, like, be on the radio or something. I don't know. She's great.
She could catfish a motherfucker in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You got to give credit to Miss Yaba. She's got the gift of gab. She knows how to talk. She does. She talked very well on that panel, as did Frenchie. But look at that. Look, Chantal. I love all of this, y'all. I love this. The turnaround is incredible. It is. So, Locale Live is a channel that Chantal was going to for months. She was going there because she said she liked the content. She was a fan. And I think also she was going there and going there and going there because she was trying to set things up slowly to kind of worm her way in to Locale Live to get hired by them. She really wanted a paid position with Keemstar. And then they let her on as an unpaid guest. They gave her the floor and said, you're on as an unpaid guest. She wanted to get paid. She was hitting up everybody to get paid. She didn't get paid. And she didn't see the value in just being a regular guest. The exposure that it could mean for her channel. The chance to get new subs and new viewers if people on his channel liked her. All she was looking for was financial payment. So she went on the panel and she made a fool of herself. And then off the panel, she got mad because she didn't get paid, she didn't get hired, and she blasted Keemstar, which opened the door to the reactors coming on to the panel and giving more tea about Chantal and Keemstar finding out who Chantal was. If Chantal had kept her mouth shut and taken the rejection lightly, that wouldn't have happened. But Yaba came on and Frenchie came on and let him know exactly who she is. And now they know. And now she's definitely not coming back on because they understand how evil she is. What a liability she is. And Keemstar is a businessman. And there's one thing he does not want for his money-making enterprise is a liability. He's not going to put up with that. But I love the fact that Foodie wanted on Locale Live to be a paid guest. And here is Locale Live in Keemstar saying they absolutely love Yaba and Frenchie. Another thing, and I think this is great, I have heard that Frenchie and Yaba possibly might be doing their own panel soon. And I would love to see that. I actually want to see more of them together on the Locale Live panel. In my opinion, they didn't get enough screen time, but that's just me. I know that Keemstar does his show and he does it the way he wants to, but I was hoping to see and hear more of Yaba and Frenchie, but I'm happy to hear that they might be doing something on their own. I would love to see it. I would love it. The two of them together on a panel. What fire that would be. What fire that's going to be. All right. So Yaba says, good morning, cutie. Have the day you deserve. Yeah. And Del Bondu says, I woke up to what now? And this is Music Biz Marty waking up because the bear has been poked. The bear is awake. The bear has been poked. And I wouldn't want to be you, Foodie. Let's put it that way. D. Angry Scott says, oh, crap. Foodie catching Marty's attention again. Guess she will need to speak to her FBI contacts again. You know, I don't know Music Biz Marty, but I've heard that he and his trolls are very creative. Very creative. I mean, he might get more creative with Chantal. I don't know what he's got planned, but the point is his eyeballs are on her again. So you've got Locale Live looking at her. You've got Be My Guest, Isaac, looking at her, aware for shenanigans. And you got music, Miss Marty. Girl. You don't know what you've done. You don't know what you've done. Okay, this is from Orange Cat. Now, this is the clip where Chantal is self-confessing to being manipulative. She was on her high horse, confessing to everybody just how manipulative she is. Keemstar, sir, pay attention to this. You'll be interested. Watch.
I'll be as sweet as pie tomorrow. Oh, you know it. You know I'm gonna manipulate the fuck out of you, and you're gonna eat it up, and you're gonna watch me.
That's the real one. That's the real Chantal. The manipulative, evil, soulless, bottomless pit of putrid evil that she is. Someone who has no empathy, someone who has no sympathy, someone who has no decency, no moral compass. She is shameless. Someone who likes to hurt people. She delights in hurting people. She delights in hurting animals. She delights in any pain or discomfort that she causes. Why do you guys think that she's so alone? Because anybody who tries to care, there's a heavy price to pay. If you look at Chantal, you won't find anybody truly by her side. What you'll see all around Chantal are tracks of footprints leading away from her that once belonged to people that cared. Every single person that tried to stand next to her has walked away. There's a reason for that. There's a big reason. Because she is so hurtful. But there you go, Keemstar, sir. There's a manipulative one right there. Mask off, full view. This was the one back in Cuba. This is the one that's still around, except not quite as profitable. Okay, little palate cleanser from Vegan. Sometimes a different sibling may be born. So this owl is looking at the cat like, I did not give birth to you. You didn't come out of an egg. What are you in my nest for? That poor owl is so confused. It's like, you kind of look like my owlets, but you're not my owlet. Like, what is going on here? What happened here? Okay. Nellie says, quote, he still has his own place in his own car. Like we've been saying, his own place. This is from the video that got deleted, so let's watch.
He had his own place, bachelor, whatever. He had his own place, bachelor, whatever. He had his own car. He still has his own place in his own car. Because yes, I have debts that I'm taking care of with my YouTube income.
So he's got his own place and he's got his own car. But you're married. Does it strike anybody else as odd that a married couple is living separately? Does it strike anybody else as odd? I've been married twice, divorced twice. I never lived separate from my husband's. I mean, what's the point of being married if you're not going to live with the one you love? You might as well just be single, right? The whole point of marriage is to spend your life with a person that you love that's supposed to be your best friend. They're your best friend before they're your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. So they're supposed to be married, and yet he lives away from her. But Girl World's been saying that for the longest, and she's been denying. But yet out of her own mouth, she's self-confessing. And that's another reason I feel that Chantal is running out of money. As I've said, her money is going in all different kinds of directions, y'all. There's too much money going out and not enough money coming in to cover it. She's paying for The apartment there that she stays in, she's paying for his apartment, her expenses, his expenses, possibly money going over to Natter. I mean, she's supporting too much and she's going broke. She can't keep this up. But thank you for confirming, Chantal, truly. At least I can carry you, says support gang coming soon. Foodie Beauty conniption to run concurrently. Let's watch the clip, and this is courtesy of French Fry Girl.
You and Yabba need to do something, Lo. We were all there for that. You and Yabba need to do something, Lo. We were all there for that. Okay, listen, I'm going to whisper you something. Everybody keep a little secret. We may or may not, or may, do something together soon. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want any peer pressure from the group. I don't want any, you know what? Maybe we will.
You're teasing us, Frenchie. Are you teasing us? That's okay. I really do hope that some kind of panel happens. I don't know if it's going to be a regular thing, but I would love to see the two of you on panel together saying what you want to say. I think the two of you would have great energy together and bouncing things off each other. It would be a hoot. We'd absolute hoot. I think I look forward to seeing the two of you on panel together. Acadia Strong says, those are old photos taken from their time on Falika Island. Check the window reflection. Yeah, let's check it. Let's check it. Oof. Oh my. Oh my. My goodness. Yikes. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right. This is from Snarky Priest saying, Foodie Beauty changes her Natter story again with receipts. This was so well done and jam-packed with receipts. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And Snarky Priest put at Boogie so that the Locale Live people can see it too. Yeah. Keemstar, we got receipts. We got the receipts. We got all the receipts, all the dirty deleted stuff, sir. You need anything on Foodie Beauty, Girl World has it. Go to Yaba. Go to French Fry Girl. They know a lot of things. They've got receipts. Frenchie herself has the archive. Go to her. They got everything you want. Anything you could ever need. You could have content for days if you wanted to. DX says, this photo is crazy. I still haven't moved past it. Oh my God. So this was a photo that Chantal posted. And she was, I guess, had an occasion with Natter. And this was post intimacy. Yeah. And she's saying too much cardio. So are you naked for your cardio, Chantal? Because it looks like you're not wearing any clothes. But this was her bragging about being with Natter. Imagine being a 30-something-year-old woman and you feel the need to take a photo of yourself post intimacy and post it online. That just proves how little of intimacy you actually get. At the moment you do have it, you got to show everybody. Yeah, I remember this photo. Very good. Says, gosh, this isn't going the way Chantal or her begging, grifting little puppet masters thought it would. Malarkey Meter says, Keemstar just rage quit, telling Foodie Beauty to apologize to Yaba for blaming her for Little Mama's passing. Whoa. Yeah, he got mad. He got real mad. Let's watch the clip.
By the way, Yaba's history is even more dark. Her Kiwi Farms thread. Her and her wife.
I'm sorry, this is her discussing Yaba's history. My bad, not her husband.
Have bullied somebody with mental illness. They deleted themselves. I'm not saying that's the reason, but it didn't help. Her husband came on.
I'm already done. I'm already done. No, I will not hear any more of this. I will not. What you just did is fucking evil. What you just did is so evil. I've dealt with this myself. You know, I interviewed a content creator known as Etika, and we were talking about simulation theory, and I said, you cannot believe that this is all fake and this is a simulation and life is a video game because then you have no reason to live. Like 5 weeks later, he ended up committing suicide, and people said it.
Wow. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know who this person is, Attica, but I'm sorry that they're no longer here on this earth. That is so sad.
Was because of me and because of me saying that. And bro, this is personal for me. That is disgusting, Foodie Beauty. And you owe her an apology immediately.
Yeah, and while you're at it, Chantal, while you're at apologizing to Yaba, you should apologize for insinuating that Yaba had anything to do with Little Mama's passing. But while you're in front of her, apologizing for that, you should also apologize for that disgusting, vile comment that you made, the gay for pay in regards to her partner. You should really apologize to that. How dare you? How dare you even say that? Where did you even hear that? Yaba's partner is not gay for pay. And I remember very clearly that you were trying to whistle in the LGBTQ community during Pride Week on your channel. You were claiming that you were out. You were going to get a cake to celebrate because you were out. You wanted to date a woman when you never were into women because you hate other women, but you were claiming to be bi when you weren't. But Yaba and Sam have a real relationship. They love each other. But you have the audacity to say gay for pay? Yeah. Apologize for insinuating that Yaba had anything to do with someone else's passing, and apologize for that gay for pay comment. That was vile. That was really vile.
Immediately. Holding someone responsible for suicide because they were fighting at the time is an evil fucking thing. And I have been the victim of it. And it sucks. It sucks. It cuts you so fucking deep, bro. So I don't even want to watch any more of this shit. I want to see a fucking apology for that immediately. That is just so fucking wrong.
Keemstar, no sarcasm, sir. Don't hold your breath. Chantal's a narcissist, a soulless narcissist. She doesn't apologize for anything. She doesn't say, I'm sorry. She doesn't feel sorry. Narcissists are never wrong. Even when they're wrong and people prove that they're wrong, they're never wrong. Even when you got them dead to rights, they're still not wrong. And they will never, ever say sorry. And if they give you an I'm sorry, they won't mean it. They won't.
That's another punishment she needs.
You know what? Even if she got hired for Locale Live, they would put her on punishment and having her doing punishment tasks forever. So what would be the point in hiring her? She'd be on punishment forever.
Yeah, you know you fucked up when you actually hurt Keem a little bit. You know you're super fucked up. You fucked up.
No. Forget about adding wings on Discord. Nah, that's fucking. I'm gonna end the show. I've had enough. I'm gonna end the show. No. I fucking hate that shit. It's just so fucked up. You don't like someone, so you're blaming them for a suicide. No. And you even said it yourself. I'm not saying that's the reason. Fuck you. Why'd you bring it up? What's the matter for me?
He's mad. He is so mad. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. She's vile. Keemstar, you don't even know, bro. You don't know. Girl world, we do know. 8 years we've been known. You just started to find out, but there's so much you don't know, sir. There's so much you don't know. Like her level of vile, I guarantee you've never encountered before in your life. You've never come across before. Like she's on another level with her vile and her evil. This is not someone you want associated with your business. This is not someone you want to pay for anything or even have on the panel. No. There's a reason, sir, that she's got 100K channel and yet she's not making enough money to support herself. There's a reason. Her channel could have been wildly successful, and it's not. Ask yourself why. Why? It's because she's vile. Because of the things that she's said and the things that she's done. She's vile. You guys are just finding out some things, but there's more. Oh, there's a lot more. Talk to some of the girl world reactors. We'll tell you all about it. Perfectly Imperfect says Foodie Beauty demonstrating rule number 1. Here we go.
This is the guy that they're saying that I chased around. They're saying that I made up forged documents at the police station. That's a fucking lie. That's a bullshit lie. I went to charge him because he was abusing me, just like you saw in that video. When this was happening.
Yeah, the video that you showed without Dee Dee's consent, I'm sure. You didn't get consent of the person who was the victim to show that video. And you vile monster, you were promoting Sam's Bar Lounge where a lot more videos are. You're promoting that channel. Why? Why are you promoting a channel and telling people to go watch those videos when all those videos show is how abusive Natter is? Who would do that? Who would promote an entire channel full of abusive videos? I mean, the rumor on the street, Chantal, is that you're behind the Sam's Bar Lounge channel. You put it together. And it kind of tracks that if you are the one that put it together, that's the reason why you're promoting it. But I don't see any disclaimers on the channel at all that the victim in question gave her consent for you to show those videos, monetize those videos, or show the video now in the current clip. No consent. Absolutely no consent. Spotlighting the possible hurt of another woman.
I talked about everything he did to me. He gave me STDs.
You talked about everything he did to you. You talked about it. What did you say long ago, Chantal? You said, this is my story. You always referred to your channel as your story. One that you're writing in real time as you go, off the cuff. But telling a story is not the same thing as a real life experience. Any story could be made up, or halfway made up, or somewhat made up. You never experienced anything like abuse. You just made up stories of abuse to get attention for yourself and to make money on your channel. You monetized SA and DV stories of such to make yourself the victim at the same time that you were being a predator with Natter. Tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm not. I'm a real victim who's now a survivor. And bitch, I will go toe to toe with you about how fake you are. I will point out all your consistencies. I will forever be pointing a finger at you for being a fake, phony victim. And because you are, you coming online, saying the things that you're saying, you mock real victims who've had real life experiences. They're not making up stories. They don't have stories. They have memories that they wish they could forget. But you, being the twisted, evil trash bag that you are, for some strange reason, you are so eager to paint yourself a victim, to claim something traumatic that happened to you that never happened. It's like you want to experience DV or SA. You want to really go through that. Trust me, you don't want to go through those things. They're horrible. They're life-changing. They're life-altering. But yet, It's almost like you're mad you didn't get to experience it. Trust me, Chantal. As a real victim, you don't want to go through that. And you should not be mocking those who really have gone through it. It's beyond wrong. It's so wrong. If you were a real victim, you would know how wrong it is. But because you're fake, you have no idea. None at all.
He financially abused me.
We've already gone through this. He did not. She controlled the money.
Emotionally abused me. He was cheating with hookers, which is how he gave me an STD, and I didn't know. He beat me.
I was around for Crack at Olympics. Never once did she say that he put his hands on her. This is something new that she's saying. Never once did she say this, but suddenly she's changing the story now.
He beat me?
And Nader has never beaten me.
Boom! I love you, Perfectly Imperfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Out of her mouth during Crackhead Olympics, saying that. He never beat me. Rule number 1, Chantal lies. Let's go over that again. I want to hear that out of her. You know what? There we go. Let's put the liar's face blown up full widescreen. What'd you say, Chantal? Huh? Can you tell us again, please?
Me?
And Nader has never beaten me. So, did I ever say he beat me? No, I never said that. I was never.
Exactly. She never said it. Now she's saying it. Years after the fact, she's saying it. What's that old saying? 2 things can be true at once, but in Chantal's case, both things can be not true at all. There you go.
Never beaten. Never. I never said I was beat. I like bugs.
He beat me. He beat me. He beat me.
Lying liar who lies. Lying liar who lies. And that is why, girl world, we say rule number 1, Chantal lies. Because she lies all the time. She lies when she doesn't have to lie. She just lies. Perfectly Imperfect says, Foodie Beauty and Yo Mama better take note. Keem putting them in their place.
Her and her
I'm
wife.
sorry. This is her discussing Yaba's history. My bad. Not
Oh,
her.
we've already seen this clip. Sorry. Moving on. Perfectly Imperfect says, and it's gone. In typical Foodie Beauty fashion, probably because she was called out for blaming Yaba for an unaliving. Yeah, like, I just reacted to this. It's gone. And I reacted to it knowing she was going to remove it because I've been around for years. I know how she plays the game. She'll post things like this, and the next thing you know, they're gone. So I had to be all over it. I reacted to it, so she can't completely remove it. Like, I know Chantal. She likes to be inflammatory, and she likes to vent, and then she'll wait a day, and then she'll get rid of it before YouTube gets around to it. So, yeah, she doesn't stand on her business. She'll make a video, she'll do a live, and then get rid of it. Maybe hoping that Salah won't find out. Okay, moving on. Okay, Flashing Pondu says, I can't believe this is a real butt photo, and she's bigger now. So what are we looking at here? Remember Yaba on stream talking about how Nader was at his house and holding up Chantal's underwear? There's the clip right there. There's a screenshot. So Yaba's not the liar. She was telling the truth. Nothing But Love says, no one cares, Chantal. You're leading people to believe that is you on the Sam's Lounge video. You need help. You're a one sick person. Oh, and she did some community posts. She got rid of those too. She got rid of everything. But what is this post about? She says, no, liar. He didn't hit you up first. Your desperate, great value butt messaged him many times before the whole incident. Stop right there. Stop. Kai Bella is single. Salah is supposed to be married to you, Chantal. So shouldn't the weight of your anger mostly be on him, since he's the one committed to you and not Kybella? Should he, as a married man, be reaching out to her or any other woman and doing all that sexual talk? Why aren't you mad at him? Why aren't you packing your bags and going back to Canada after knowing this about him? He encouraged her to message him on an account you didn't even know about. He was being sneaky. Very, very sneaky. She says, it's hilarious as heck, though, that you're still trying to milk your one claim to fame in life, being a human toilet in DMs for a bit of clout and to sniff FFG's butt. I fail to see how you think it's a win, but whatever. By the way, you look good here. You look so much like Louis Anderson. By the way, when people are caught up in a moment, they say things they don't mean. But I'm sure your desperate butt clings to what was said in those messages every day like he meant it. Sad creature you are. So obviously, either Chantal was there when the panel was going on live, or she watched the panel later. I think she was there during the live because she did send a super chat. But she's trying to shame Kybella for the way she looks. Chantal, have you looked in the mirror? But remember, Chantal, your husband was sending a message to a single woman. He was not a single man talking to another single woman. He was supposed to be a married man because, that's part of the story arc. But he decided to go into the Beezer garden and go to the forbidden tree and pick up the Kybella apple and bite on it when he shouldn't have. Yeah, he chose to do that. He wasn't even smart enough to keep it local. He went online looking not just for sexual favors, sexual pleasure, but let's not forget the other part you never talk about. The fact that while he was talking to Kybella, he was essentially interviewing her to be his next pay pig. He was asking about her financials, asking her about the number of subscribers on her TikTok channel, asking her about the money she was making and how much she could give him. If it was all about the sexual pleasure, why wasn't it all about the sexual pleasure? Why was he asking about her money and encouraging her to take out a loan to come to Kuwait to come see him? He was looking to trade up from you. You see? He doesn't want to be with you. He was looking for another person online who was making money. He was wanting to replace you, but we're not going to talk about that, are we? Of course not. We're not going to bring up the fact that you are his piggy bank, but he was looking for a better, less controversial piggy bank. And he didn't find it. He just got exposed. Duchess of Langley says, of all the disgusting, gross, and degenerate things this horrible woman has done, passing off someone else's DV video as her own has to be right at the top. Yeah, I can't think of a word in the English language that fits how vile and evil and disgusting and putrid I think that is. I mean, somebody give me a dictionary. I'll look up some words and say them on a video. Just horrible. Linda says, there is no win or lose. Kybella wanted to prove he's not faithful, and she did. The first chance he got, he took, and boy, did he take it. Salah was the only committed one here. A man that doesn't want to cheat won't cheat. He's not attracted to Chantal. That's got to suck. Yeah, didn't I just say he's the married one, not Kybella? So he's very much in the wrong. Kybella, being a single woman, was not in the wrong. She exposed him she trolled him, and she trolled him good. Okay, now this is funny. This is so funny. Well done, Milk Tea. Tracy Lee says, sorry, Foodie Beauty, but this is how that dress should be worn. Milk Tea reacts, looks cute as a button. However, you, Chantal, just look like a blank, Humpty Dumpty looking rat-faced freak. So Milk tea. Milk tea coming through with the dress, the infamous dress. And you're right. Milk tea does look cute. She looks very cute. I approve. Milk tea, you look great. Chantal, not so much. Del Pondu says, imagine simping for months to appear on the YouTube show you love. You finally make it and then screw it up so badly the host is calling you evil and demanding you apologize to one of your biggest ops 5 days later. Dang, Foodie. That's chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. She was gunning hard to be part of Locale Live, and it looks like Keemstar and crew, they want to work with Yaba and Frenchie instead. I think that's amazing. It's amazing. Fantastic. Okay, oops, sorry. Jumped ahead. All right. Failure to lunch says, finally, people on the outside of Girl World are starting to see what she's like.
Her husband came on.
I'm already done.
Yeah, he's done. He's through. He's out. Snarky Priest says, and just like that, everything she posted, including her latest video, has even deleted. Foodie Beauty, you need help. By the way, Snarky, I would like to say thank you so much. You're an awesome rock star. You got a copy of her 4-hour live that she did, and you kept it for all of us who didn't grab it in time. Thank you so much. I got a portion of it. I didn't get it all because my react was like 4 hours in, and I'm like, dude, I can't go on anymore. I don't want an 8-hour react. That'll take forever to upload, but I got a little bit. But thank you so much. Thank you for that. You're a rock star. I'm sure other reactors were appreciating their copy. Thank you so much again. Queen of WTF says, imagine taking the time during family cuddle time to post about said cuddle time to stick it to the haters. This is one of her posts. She's saying, imagine still talking about my past and hating me while I'm here snuggling with my husband and cat watching horror movies. Well, how can you do that if he's got his own place and you got your own place? How is that going to happen? How are you snuggling? Anyway, Julie says, snuggling with my husband. You can't even sit comfortably on your own. You want us to believe you are snuggle with Salah? He barely touches you as it is. GTFO. Yeah, I can't see the two of them snuggling. Ugh. No. Del Pondu says, oh, blank Foodie. You've gone and done it now. Keemstar is not happy with her insinuating that Yaba is to blame for someone blanking their life. That's a backfire and a half. Oh, it definitely. Absolutely. And by the way, Keemstar, sir, lean in. This is something you didn't know about her, how horrible she is. Let's not forget this little gem. Foodie Beauty laughing at the Uvalde school blanking while playing pumped up kicks, making gun gestures into the camera. We won't forget, Chantal. Yeah, this is a screenshot from that live stream where she kept playing the song Pumped Up Kicks. She was doing the finger guns and she was mocking the school tragedy. And I will also remember and add into this, she posted a big blown up picture of one of the grieving mothers who had just lost her child. And she put it on her community post and she kept it up there. Inappropriate. Very inappropriate. A woman who had just lost her child. You're going to put her picture without consent, there we go, without her consent, on your community post. And she was heartbroken and had just lost her child. But you decided to put a picture of a grieving mother who was openly crying about losing her baby on your community post. And you didn't reach out and ask, is it okay if I do this? Her picture was splashed all over your community post without consent. All right, palate cleanser. Dog's reaction to meeting best friend's babies for the first time. So obviously, this mother cat trusts the dog. She's not freaking out at all. She's like letting the dog sniff the babies. The dog's like, the smell of kitty in the morning, I like it. The dog is loving the babies. That's so cute. The dog's not going to hurt the kittens. And look, even mom is even cuddling up next to the dog. So that there's obviously a loving relationship between the dog and the cat. All right, something else from nature is amazing. This absolute unit of a moose checking out a wildlife photographer. Moose, those things are huge. They're bigger than cars. And although they don't seem like they could hurt you, trust me, they could, because they're so incredibly big. So if you ever see a moose out in the wild, don't approach it. Don't taunt it, because it can do some damage. Look how big this moose is. Look at it. It's beautiful, but it's enormous. But this wildlife photographer is smart. He's staying on the ground. He's not coming at the moose in any way threatening. He's like keeping perfectly still. And the moose is like, I'm just checking you out, bro. No harm, no foul. I'm just checking you out. All right, next. All right, here's some more proof that she lied. You got this happened during the Cuba rages. Anybody ever hear of the Cuba rage? Chantal did a series of lives in Cuba, and she said some pretty interesting stuff. Y'all are going to flip out when you hear this next piece, courtesy of Two-Tailed Caper and Greasy Goo. Let's watch.
Like, I wanted to get the restraining order dropped when on the charges so I could sleep with him, but still charge. Like, I wanted to get the restraining order dropped when on the charges so I could sleep with him, but still charge him. Fuck, I'm such an idiot. Oh my.
Didn't I tell you guys about that yesterday? Didn't I say she said that? There's the proof right there. She wanted to have the charges on Natter stay in place, but also have the power to be intimate with him. She wanted to maintain control of him. Like, always have the charges on him to threaten him with if he got on her nerves. And another piece that's still out there somewhere. I remember something twisted that Chantal said. She said it was her fantasy if Natter went to jail. She wanted him to go to jail, and she would be there for him when he got out. Because Chantal also said in another clip that she wanted to find a guy who had just gotten out of jail and be intimate with him, because that would be hot. Because a guy in jail has not been intimate with a woman in a long time, so he would be pent up and he would be willing to screw just about anything. So she wants Natter to go to jail where he can't be with other women, and she can control him and then wait for him to get out of jail, and then they could be together. That's how twisted and evil this woman is. So you can see, like, this is how diabolical her ideas of control are. I want to keep the charges on Natter, but I also want the ability to have intimate moments with him. Again, does this sound like a victim? Or is it a predator? Would a victim say things like this? Would a victim have this attitude? Or would a predator? I'm leaning more towards predator. A predator thinks this way, not a victim. A victim wants nothing to do with the person who allegedly hurts them. But a predator, looking to make other people victims, makes other people into victims. So she wanted to control Natter and manipulate Natter using the law, using the threat of the law. Just so we're clear. Just so we're really clear. Perfectly Imperfect says Foodie Beauty basically admits by comparing herself to Keem that Salah is with her for money and clout. Thanks, cutie, for confirming what we already knew. Let's watch the clip.
Keem, do you give your wife money? You know, I'm sure people say the same thing about you. And Boogie, too. Do you think Desi is with you because you're good looking? You both have money. You both have clout. So why are you shaming me for that?
Well, according to you, you're supposed to be in a real marriage, and he loves you, and he takes care of you, and he's independent, and he's successful, but you're self-admitting that you're the sugar mama. And if that's what you want to do, Chantal, that's what you want to do. And if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Y'all can live your lives the way you want to, but you've always tried to paint this picture of he really loves me. Obviously, he doesn't. So thank you for telling on yourself. That's rule number 2. Rule 1, Chantal lies. Rule 2, Chantal tells on herself. And I love when she tells on herself, don't you? Two-tailed caperer at 2 minutes 50 seconds of this video. He's on his way to the courthouse. If he is, I'm going to the police station right now. Foodie Beauty had to plead with the detective to drop these charges she had filed on him because she claimed they weren't true afterwards. DX, a part of a recap, says she never made false allegations against Natter, urges us to prove it, says that FFG doxes people all the time and she accidentally doxed her. Yeah, I'll keep telling those lies, Chantal. DX says Chantal just had a 3-hour live stream about her with one of the most infamous YouTube millionaires, and her response to it was only able to bring in 3.7K over the course of 7 hours. She's cooked. Rest in peace. Yeah. Her channel it's dying on the vine, y'all. Her fault. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Ooh. I apologize. That was bad. I'm so sorry. Just came out. Didn't you feel it? Anyway, moving on. Moving on. All right. Lilu Gingerwitch says, wonder if Koki will strike this like he did other channels. I mean, he hates people using his image, and this is about as bad as it gets. Sides, cutie, that's not proof he did anything to you. That's someone else's story, not yours. No one believes your victim's story. I'm not playing the clip again. I'm not playing the clip again. Not at all. Acadia Strong says, filing the police report because she thought he was going to the police about her. Like there was a preemptive strike. Oh, you're going to tell me to stay away from you? Well, then I'm going to go to the cops and file allegations on you. All right. Kiva says, it's easy to dismiss Chantal's lies and manipulation because she's such a dummy. No one credits her with the ability to be dangerous, but she absolutely is. She'll make fake, serious allegations, give a false alibi, lie about horrendous things. She's the worst kind of person. Yeah, like I know a lot of people like to think that Chantal is stupid. In a lot of ways, she is stupid. You're right. She's dumb. But in my opinion, she is smart in ways that she shouldn't be smart. You don't have to be Einstein to be evilly cunning and conniving and be dangerous. You just have to be experienced and soulless, and she is both. She knows how to make problems. She knows how to tell lies. She knows how to turn her emotions on and off, and put on an act. She is the worst kind of person. She's the most dangerous kind of person because she is highly, highly, highly manipulative. Highly manipulative. You don't have to have a 200 IQ to be manipulative. You just have to be manipulative. And this is something that Chantal's been all her life. She's got plenty of experience. She's dumb when it comes to managing her money and paying her bills and paying her rent and keeping herself financially stable. but she is scary, evil, smart when it comes to the lies she tells, dude. Seriously, she is. True Seeker says, will the Unified Gulf Tourist Visa Project affect on the new Amiri Decree 114, 2024, Chantal, when she goes back home around Christmas to renew her visa, she has to leave again. So it'll either be Canada or Thailand. Well, we'll see if she leaves. Moth T says, tell us more about being accused, about being blanked and the police accusations. Yeah, tell us more.
Apologize for going to the police station and like just doing a police report to begin with. Like I feel like my intentions weren't clean with it. Nader has
No, they weren't.
never beaten me. So did I ever say he beat me? No, I never said that.
But you just said it. Recently you said it. Recently you said it. D. Angry Scott says, y'all know the best part about Foodie taking the bait and breathing fresh life and interest into all of these long dead talking points. Girl world is ready. We're ready to show you aren't a DV survivor. We're ready to show you neglect your cats. We're ready to show it all. Yep, we're ready. We got it. We got everything we need. We got the bullets, the virtual bullets, not real bullets, but we got the ammunition. Anybody who wants to know, we got the truth. Truth Seeker says the new Amiri Decree, which replaces the old decree, set the rules, regulations for foreigners entering, residing, and departing Kuwait. All foreigners must show a valid passport or an approved travel document to enter or exit Kuwait. Yeah, like she might not be able to get back in if she leaves. Truth Seeker says Kuwait temporarily suspends e-visa for travelers from 53 countries. And one of the countries that they list, y'all look right here. Look where my pointer is. One of them is Canada. Canada is on the list. Oops. Oops. And you're Canadian, Chantal. You're Canadian. And here is the infamous clip from True Seekers saying she mocks the school blanking in Texas. She said that Pumped Up Kicks is our new anthem. I don't want to play the clips because I know it might upset some people, but it's there courtesy of True Seekers if you guys want to go watch it. All right. Miss Anthropope Lulu, her own words, deleted live first night in Cuba. Let's watch the clips.
Fucking hate people. I hate people. I hate people. He's a bug-eyed freak. It's gonna take you longer to get over him since everyone knows what your ex is doing. Ugh, gross. He's not my ex. I was never in a relationship with him.
I love how her own words come back to haunt her. I gotta hear that again. Let me just turn up the volume all the way. All the way. Can you say that one more time, Foodie?
Ugh, gross. He's not my ex. I was never in a relationship with him. I realize that now.
You were never in a relationship with him. Glad you realized that.
He's a fucking loser. Plain cheeseburgers. Sorry.
But the entire time that she was in Cuba, she was still talking to Nader. It was later revealed through text messages. They were communicating back and forth. She was supposed to be going to Cuba to get over Nader, to make a fresh start. But the entire time she was talking to him. And before her Cuba trip, she had a three-way situation with Nader and with Didi. So they were all intimate before her trip. And then while she was there, she was talking to him back and forth in text saying, I'm going to talk about you to get views. So they were like planning it out. But let's move on to the next clip.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking do it. And he's going to fucking pay for what he did to me. I'm so angry. I don't know. I'm so fucked up.
And what exactly did he do to you? So you just said out of your own mouth, he never beat you. Okay. You also said you exaggerated the claims, which means you lied. What exactly did he do? He rejected you. You were trying to pressure him and poke at him to be in a relationship. You tried to trick him to say on a stream that you were his girlfriend, and he didn't understand. You were so desperate to claim him that you went out and bought your own engagement ring. So what exactly did he do to you? He told you no. So because he told you no, that's a reason to throw him in jail? Because he dared to tell you no? After you decided to spend your money on him when you didn't have to? After you decided to go to his house numerous times when you didn't have to, and buy his groceries and make an entire channel for him and film the content and make the thumbnails, all of which was by your own free will, you are going to punish him for using his free will to turn you down. Because your will says, I want what I want, and I want you, so you better want me back, or else I'm going to punish you. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a predator. That's not a victim. That is not a victim's thinking. That's a predator's thinking.
Oh.
Okay, moving on. Moving on. What else we got here? I think that's it. I think that's it. It's okay. That took a minute, but that's all right. Now we're going to move on to the wonderful, informative video, courtesy of Perfectly Imperfect. And like I said, please look down below for the link for the original video. Give Perfectly Imperfect some love. Like her video, give her a comment, because she's an awesome part of the community. Really appreciate you and the work you do, Perfectly Imperfect. Full credit to you, ma'am. Okay, so we're going to pull that up. And there's some stuff in this video that I'm sure some of you that jumped into the Foodie story late, maybe there's some stuff that you guys haven't seen, including a panel that she did where she admitted outright that she lied. So we're going to go over it all. And I'm going to react to it. Let's get started.
Pounding she got on Lalco Live panel with guests Yaba and FFG. She was quite upset with Yaba bringing up Foodie's problematic past with Nader, highlighting how Foodie spent a good 2 years chasing a crackhead who refused to fake love her, all Foodie ever wanted.
You know that she chased a crackhead, right?
Yeah.
And that's Miss Shaba in the bottom right. For those who do not know, that's Miss Shaba. And she kicked ass on that panel. Her and Frenchie both kicked ass, but Yaba came in like a wrecking ball. She came in like a wonderful wrecking ball, just like letting Keemstar know about all this stuff. Damn. Yaba was on fire this night. Yes, she was. And I can't wait to see her and Frenchie up on panel together. Alone.
Yeah.
Like the dude even showed her dirty underwear on his live stream. Like she made this dude, she brought him in. She found this, he was for the streets, the Canadian streets, okay? And she brings him in and shows us all, and says that he's some kind of chef. And then she creates a channel for him where he humiliates Chantal. Chantal comes over there, gets dicked down by Nader, and then he shows her dirty underwear that she left there, literally holds him up on the live stream.
And you guys saw the picture. I just showed the picture. Courtesy of Twitter. I just showed the picture. So Yaba is telling no lies here. She doesn't have to lie. None of the reactors have to lie. There's so much dirty truth out there. We don't have to lie. We don't have to make stuff up. The truth is all we need, because the truth is bad enough by itself. We don't have to make stuff up about Chantal.
And that's just the beginning of it.
Oh, God.
The crotch was rotted.
Oh, no.
It was. And she went back to him after that. She did. She went back for more. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll claim that they were in a relationship for 2 years with a big fat fucking lie. And this is the most important thing you need to remember, because when you get her back on your panel, she's going to lie to you and say that she was in an abusive 2-year relationship. That's false. And that was not true.
And you guys just saw the clip from Cuba where she said that they weren't really in a relationship. And you also saw the other clips where she said that Natter did not beat her and she exaggerated the claims. So where was the abuse? Where was it? Oh, in her head. That's where it was.
Okay. She chased a crackhead for 2 years that would not claim her. So much so that one of her chat members named Dee Dee got with the crackhead she was chasing, and she ended up having a threesome with them. That's how desperate this motherfucker was.
And it was twice. I heard it was twice. It didn't just happen once. It happened twice.
Ate her pussy and then talked about it on her channel and called her Dee Dee's a great pussy. How do I know that Dee Dee's got great pussy? Because Chantal told me.
And in typical Foodie fashion, she responded with untruths and exaggerations, forgetting that although she deleted all evidence of Crackhead Olympics, we have archives of footage exposing the truth.
Damn right we do. We all got the receipts. Girl World's got them all. We got them all and we share them all. And we even have a system in place that if Chantal does a live or a video and she deletes it, we can go on Twitter and say, hey, I heard she did a live or a video. Does anybody have a copy? Somebody somewhere has got a copy. And they'll do a private link and share it with the rest of us so that the information gets passed around even further. I love that about Girl World. We all take care of each other.
First of all of these things that they're talking about were from more than 3 years ago, or about 3 years ago, okay?
It was 2 years ago, 2022.
This guy, she's saying that they say I chased around. First of all, I went through, and it's all documented. This is the guy that they're saying that I chased around. They're saying that I made up forged documents.
You did.
At the police station.
You did. Because the copy you showed us did not look authentic at all. We are pointing out all the inconsistencies. You didn't like that. The fact that we're not as stupid as you think we are.
That's a fucking lie. That's a bullshit lie. I went to charge him because he was abusing me, just like you saw in that.
No. He wasn't abusing you. You were the one being abusive. You were mad because Dee Dee was over at the crack house, had been there for weeks. You wanted to see Natter. Obviously, he didn't want to see you because he kept Dee Dee there on purpose to keep you away because you were clingy and you were a stalker. And should I bring up, Chantal, what you were doing? That you were such a stalker that you would sit out in front of his house playing music in your car? Yeah, stalker behavior. But you don't want me to mention that? Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to talk about that? But it happened, though. It happened. And what about that incident that you live broadcast where you and Natter were having a bit of a tiff because the two of you were playing games with each other? First, you wouldn't pick up his phone calls. Then he wasn't picking up your phone calls. You wanted to spend time with him. Your beezers were gassing you up. So you, during a live stream, drove to his house and you checked the doorknob and you looked in the windows to see if he was with anybody. Yeah, creepy behavior, predator.
In that video, when this was happening, I talked about everything he did to me. He gave me STDs.
She's such a victim that she also would leave like 70 to 90 messages on his phone. So who's the predator now?
He financially abused me.
No.
He emotionally abused me.
No.
No. He was cheating with hookers, which is...
You can't cheat with somebody when you're not with somebody. Everybody knows that.
How he gave me an STD and I didn't know.
You're an idiot. Wrap that rascal. If you're not wrapping it and you know the person is promiscuous and they're sleeping with anything that walks by, that's on you.
He beat me?
No, we just saw the clip. You said he never beat you. He never beat you. And I would also like to point out, for the record, y'all can see Chantal, right? Right. You see her. She's got a very pale skin. If he touched Chantal, and by the way, at the time she was taking blood thinners, if he had touched her, he would have left bruises on her. And Chantal was walking around quite frequently without her clothes on. She wasn't walking around with long sleeve shirts and pants on. She was showing us all her stuff. So if he had touched her, her face, her arms, whatnot, we'd be able to see the evidence of that. We didn't see anything except for the bruises that he gave her while they were being intimate, which she showed off proudly. A real victim is not going to show off the bruises from abuse. They tend to cover them up, not show them off. But I'm sorry, I didn't see a black eye. I didn't see evidence that something violent had happened. She's a liar.
He burnt cigarettes out on me. And
he flicked a cigarette at you, according to you. Don't know if it ever made contact with you, but flicking a cigarette at somebody is not the same as taking the cigarette and putting it out on them like an ashtray. So if he burned you with a cigarette, where's the scar? You never showed us a scar.
The fact that they're just up there, that's what they do. They're vile.
So let's take a look back at some archived footage that actually shows what really happened. From when Foodie first went to the police to when she dropped the charges and admitted she lied and that Nader never beat her. Roll those receipts.
And can I just say before we get into this, like everything that's coming up right now, I am sorry to those in my audience, for anybody who's ever gone through DV, or you know someone who's gone through DV, and this whole topic coming up yet again is triggering. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I've been through DV and SA. I don't like it. I hate the fact that this is coming up yet again. And Chantal doesn't care if it triggers people. She just wants to paint herself a victim, and she doesn't care who it affects out there in the world as long as she gets to say she's a victim. She's eager to call herself a victim. And I know this is going to sound really, really odd, but after thinking about it today, I would like to extend an apology to Didi for just showing that little bit of a clip on Twitter. Like, I don't know if things really happened, but if she's a victim of DV, I would like to apologize for showing what I showed on Twitter yesterday. I mean, I'm on the stream yesterday. Even though it wasn't a lot. Like, she is a victim. From everything I know, she's a victim. And I'm showing what Nader was doing. So I apologize, Didi. I don't like you. You're still a scumbag. But as someone that I've gone through DV, and it looks like you went through DV, I apologize for showing that. And I apologize to anybody in my audience that it might have affected. I apologize. Like that won't be happening again. We're not going to be showing any more Sam's Bar Lounge, anything on here. I don't care what Chantal does. We're not going to. In my opinion, I think she's trying to get people interested in Sam's Bar Lounge, trying to get some views from that because she's so desperate. But I will not be going back over those videos and reacting to them, nor showing them on my channel anymore. Even if it's a clip that she's posting in a video, we're not doing it. So apologies all the way around to those that I've offended or affected.
How cute, making breakfast before taking action. This guy is like unbelievable. It just keeps getting worse. Well, now she only wants to contact the police now because she's mad. Well, yeah, because I forgave you. You forgave me for talking about you online. I forgave you for all of the abusive shit you did to me. You don't remember that, right? You want me to list it online? I don't think so. He's on his way to the courthouse.
Using alleged hurt and abuse as a threat. She's supposed to be a victim, but using what allegedly happened to her as a threat, as a sort of blackmail. I have never in my life heard of a victim that would do that. But she does.
If he really is, I'm going to the police station right now. I feel like I have to do something.
I got to do something. So it's not about justice. She did not come online and say, he was abusing me and I'm seeking justice and that's why I'm doing it. No, it's about revenge. Petty revenge and jealousy and envy. Going to the cops for the wrong reasons. To get control over a guy. seriously evil.
Going to the PO office right now.
And singing. She's acting like a schoolgirl that's about to run to the teacher to rat on somebody. What?
You and Dee Dee better run and catch up with me. Uh-oh. You're fucking with the wrong one, pal.
So,
and all because he wanted to go to the police station and file a restraining order. He wasn't going to the cops to file charges on her. He was going to the cops to get a restraining order so she would have to stay away. And then ultimately later, he moved all the way to Montreal to get away from her. He moved in with Dee Dee. And Chantal and Nat are like, they're both stupid. They kept things going way too long because they wanted things with each other, and either one of them could have said no, like I said. So they kept playing a game with one another.
that being said, I know I'm going to get an extreme amount of really bad backlash, but I'm at a point now where I just have to say my truth anyways. So
notice she said my truth. She didn't say the truth. It's her truth, and her truth is made up. Her truth is fake. Her truth is phony. There is a big difference between my truth and the truth.
people handle that at this point. I mean, I'm just going to say my truth and whatever. I know there were questions about if I had dropped the charges and everything like that. At the beginning, I wasn't going to. I don't know what my motivation was to go to the police station that day. I think it
Jealousy.
was a mixture of things. It was like a perfect storm of things. It wasn't just one incident. Going through just like emotional torment with like Dee Dee being there.
Emotional torment. They were emotionally tormenting me versus a man simply having a woman over at his house and spending time with her. That was what she considers to be emotional torment. Like the verbiage that she's using, the victim verbiage, when she's not a victim. Oh, they were tormenting me. All he was doing was having Dee Dee over at the house and spending time with her, and she was fiending for Natter, and so she's gonna paint things in her mind deeper and darker than what they actually are.
The whole situation of everything, and I just felt like with him like making fun of me so bad online with my underwear and everything, it was just like I know I talked a lot about him too online. I did say some very personal things, but again, those are all things that were true and that did happen to me. And now that I look back on it, I've always been torn like with a moral dilemma of like when I first met him, I probably shouldn't have come online and like been so personal about everything, like with drug use and sex and everything, because like you don't know how someone's going to handle that. But I never expected him to be doxxed. And for
Chantal, you were eager to dox Natter. You wanted to lay claim to him. You thought that by showing him online, Mama, you literally took your phone and showed his name on your phone to the camera on a live. You did that on purpose. That was not accidental. And before that, you gave a lot of clues and information about Natter. But the moment you showed his name on your phone, it took Kiwi Farms exactly 5 minutes to find out exactly who he was. But you wanted that to happen. You wanted everybody to know who you were with or wanted to be with. You wanted to lay claim to him. And you did not ask his consent, nor did you get his consent. You were just claiming him against his will, without his consent. You wanted to protect him from other women so that other women wouldn't talk to him. And for the same reason, you came online and painted a really dark picture of him, again, also, in my opinion, as a way to keep other women away from him. You are diabolical. You made up all these stories about him because you thought women wouldn't want him if you said those things, and therefore he would have to come with you and be with you. You're an evil bitch.
and he went to find out his identity. So for me, it was just supposed to be a Tinder hookup and not, do you know what I mean? But I had already said things and people found out about him, and then the abuse just kept happening and like this cycle of abuse over and over. And
she has no idea of what a real cycle of abuse is. But I'll tell you what, she had her own cycle of abuse with herself and the VIBs at that time. Y'all know that? Because let's talk about the VIBs for a minute. I know there are abusers that watch my videos, and I encourage you to watch this. Just open your mind for a minute. Because I'm someone, I've been through abusive relationships, okay? What constitutes an abusive relationship? What is it? Well, an abusive relationship can happen in person, but it can also happen from a distance. Did you know that? A person doesn't have to be directly in front of you to be abusive. Foodie Beauty was abusive to literally thousands of people during that time when she was in Crackhead Olympics. What do abusers do? Let's think about this. Abusive people, the first thing they do is isolate their targets. They lock onto their targets and they isolate their targets. They do this so that there's nobody around said target that can be an outside influence that could threaten the abusive person's control. And Chantal was very protective of her abusers and telling them, don't go to the reaction channels. And that's why she got upset when they were visiting the reaction channels and she found out, and she would block them because they were going outside the hug box. By keeping the abusers inside the hug box, she could isolate her targets and she could tell her lies and they would believe her. She was always framing things as her being the victim when in fact she was the predator. What else do abusive people do after they get through isolating the targets? They proceed to make the target feel less than worthy. They will use verbal insults. They will use humiliation and degradation. They will use intimidation to keep them underfoot. And everybody remembers how she was with the Beezers. You know, she would come online being angry and be mad and tell people, who wants to be blocked? And her block finger was flying all over the screen. And if anybody spoke up against her, even politely, she would go off on them. So there was always an air of fear and intimidation in the air. And she would go off on her Beezers and put down her Beezers and really push her Beezers to the limit. And that is something that abusive people will do. They will push you to your absolute limit to see how far back they can push the boundary. And then when they think you had enough or just about enough and you're ready to walk away, that's when the next phase starts. The love bombing, the apologies, the I'm sorry, guys. I'm such a jerk and I won't do it again. And she did that quite frequently on her channel. And the Beezers would forgive her. And there'd be a very short period of calm. And then she would bring the storm up all over again and repeat the cycle. So she talks about Natter being abusive when he wasn't, not to the extent that she claims, but she abusive herself. She abuses people. She abused her own Beezers, thousands of people. Nobody's ever brought that up, but it's true. She did it using, locking on target, isolating the targets, putting them in a hug box, using intimidation, using degradation, using being a bully, using fear to keep people in line, pushing them to their absolute limit, humiliating people on her live streams and in her community posts, and then turning around and love bombing to get everybody back on her side, and then turning around and hurting them all over again. Yeah, she did that. She's a manipulative bitch. Yep, sure is.
It's just a mess. So anyways, so on February 27th, I sent an email. I had sent a couple emails to the detective with proof. Not proof, but sorry, not proof. Because you guys were all not there. So there's not really proof, but with just some information that I was supposed to get to him. And then I sent another email on February 27th. I did send the email. I will insert the screenshot here.
We already talked about this.
I don't remember if I had sent that email before or after going over there. That one time I told you I went over there.
Yeah, after she made the said allegations, after she went to the cops, she actually had the big fupa balls to go to Natter's place with coffee, with green products, like it's a coffee date, and expected to be let in. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? She actually thought that he would forgive her.
It seemed like we were just going to get back together or make up or somehow try to make things work. So the first step, of course, in any situation like that, and this is apparently very common. I've been doing a lot of research on the situation. Anyway, so I asked to retract the statement and my claims. And as you see, I do say they did happen, but I just don't think I want to go through with any legal proceedings. I don't just feel well enough. I don't feel like I can handle that shit right now.
Admitted that the claims.
Okay, now this part right here. Again, we need some context for those who weren't around during this time. What is this? When did this happen? So this was a panel that happened on a channel called Real Stream News. So you've got the person who was the host for Real Stream News in the top left. There is Chantal on the top right. Below Chantal is Miss Effin Wonderful. And I'm not quite sure who the other person is. I don't know him. But Chantal went up on panel and she was questioned about the things she said about Natter. And Miss Effin Wonderful tore into her. You'll see.
Against Natter were false. Okay.
What claims?
That she made against Natter herself.
I don't know. Okay, it's not that I don't. You say
we're going to back up a bit because I'm going to turn up the volume. Sorry about that.
They did happen, but I just don't think I want to go through with any legal proceedings. I don't just feel well enough. I don't feel like I can handle that shit right now.
Admitted that the claims against Natter were false. Okay.
What claims?
That she made against Natter herself.
I don't know. Okay, it's not that I don't see the situation.
You lied on Natter like
no. This is why I don't want to fucking talk about it. Because when I say something, people run with, lied about it.
Okay,
no,
go ahead,
what happens
go ahead.
A situation.
See, Chantal likes to talk about the alleged abuse on video. Because on video, she can say whatever she wants, and she doesn't have people in front of her confronting her about her lies. When she does a live or a video when there's no one in front of her, she can think of something to make up the lie and cover the lie. But in real time, in front of other people, she can't do that. And that's why she gets so angry.
Sexual, private situation between Natter and I don't want to fucking talk about. And I'm not talking about it. Happened. And it was a situation that made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, she tried to say that Natter SA'd her when that never happened. He was just wanting to do something she did not like. I don't know if they did anything, but because he wanted to do something she did not like she turned around and said she was SA'd.
Because we don't communicate well and this tack and all this other shit. Anyways, so no, I don't see it as that he was trying to assault me.
So she lied about the DV. And she lied about the SA. And she exaggerated the claims. And she also said he never beat me. So he did nothing. Maybe you guys had some screaming matches, but that was it. He never laid a hand on you. fake, phony bitch. Step on all the Legos, bitch.
But it was something at the time like that. I don't know. I wasn't sure.
Now you're sticking up for him because the fucking orders dropped and you're in love with them, and at the time you were pissed, so you blew it up. But dude, that is shitty. You can't be doing that shit.
No.
This is why people get bad names for that.
Okay, look. Everything I said, I can't talk about it. I'm not saying anything else.
You know why she can't talk about it? Because she can't defend it. She is caught in a web of her own lies. The spider is now the fly, and she's caught in a web of her own lies, wrapped in silk. She can't get away. She's in front of people. That's why she doesn't want to talk about it.
Fuck it.
So
I'm not talking
Why?
about it.
You made a video, dude.
No, because you guys are not. No, because I'm not telling the truth. That's all
Boom. I'm not telling the truth. Well, we knew that.
I'm gonna say.
So the video wasn't the truth.
I can't talk about it. Period.
All right. Well, I wasn't trying to make you mad. See, this is what. Damn.
No, I know what they're saying. That's why.
Okay.
You're never gonna know. You're never gonna know the truth ever.
Okay.
Because
Who is she looking at? She keeps looking over his shoulder. Who is she looking at?
I'm trying to have a friendship with Nader, and we worked it out behind the scenes.
Can we get him up here? What is he doing? What are you doing, Nader? Get up here. Oh my God.
But we're trying to work. How am I gonna how it's true. How am I going to try to have a friendship or whatever with him and shit talk him and accuse him of shit? Like,
how? Why though? If he hurt you and you're supposed to be a victim, why would you want to have a friendship? Why would you want to have sex with him? Why would you want to go over to his house, you big liar? If you were a real victim, you would want nothing to do with him. As a matter of fact, you would have moved thousands of miles away to be away from him. You would have blocked his number. You would have yanked down his freaking channel. You would have done a lot of things you didn't do.
That's private between us. Like,
Yeah, but that wasn't a concern when you were fucking saying he assaulted me. You weren't thinking like this when that was all going down. Now you're trying to take, dude, don't even try, because I know what you're doing. You're trying to cover your ass. I'm
not trying to cover my ass. I'm trying to make it private again. I'm trying to make it private. I don't want to.
Now you want to make it private, yeah, because you look like an asshole.
Yes to that. Yes, Katie. Yes, she does look like a butthole, but she always looks like that.
You don't know the details. You don't know the fucking details. You don't know the details.
I don't know the details. You have details and want everyone to assume, and then when we want answers, you do this kind of shit.
I don't want to talk about it.
Of course you don't now. That's
So
that's
you
cheating
don't
shit,
know.
though. You can't start to tell a story and then back out.
Are you just?
And this is something that narcissists do when they know they've been caught, when they know they've been caught in their own lies, and they can't think fast enough or well enough to cover their lies. This is another tactic that they use to keep people from really nailing them to the wall. They will overtalk you and they will get loud. Foodie. They will get loud to prevent the other person from speaking and making them look more like the fool. And she's doing it right now.
Gonna talk over me or what?
No, I guess I'll just let you talk the whole time. All right, go ahead.
Shit.
So why am I an asshole when you don't know the details then?
Well, why am I an asshole? Because I know what everybody else knows, that you supposedly got sexually assaulted.
And when something happened between Nader and I don't want to talk about what happened because I don't want to make him look bad. I don't.
Too late.
I want to make the situation.
She doesn't want to make him look bad. She did not want to make him look bad. But yet night after night, she would get on her own stream, on her own channel, and tell us all these horrible details about what he allegedly did to her and get everybody concerned and afraid for her welfare. She got everybody really scared. Her beezers were scared for her. She sat there for hours and talked about allegedly that what he was doing and who he was, but she didn't want to make him look bad. Yet she painted that picture of him being a bad man. She did that all on her own.
go away publicly.
It can't happen
And
though because you made it public.
yes,
Once
it
you make
can.
it public,
You
You made it public though.
No,
Once
it
you-
won't go away publicly, but people will speculate what they want. Fine.
So
Whatever.
why not just like get it all out?
No,
Even if
because
you look
I'm
like an
trying to
asshole,
have a
just get it
relationship
out.
with him, and it's private. I don't want to. I'm gonna have relationships with Nader and like fucking like talk about our private shit like that. Like
You did nothing but talk about your private stuff. Nothing was private with the two of you, especially from your end. You were talking about everything every chance you get. Girlfriend, you were online 6 to 10 hours a day, every day. I know because I was there reacting to you, and I got no rest. From morning until night, literally reacting to you because you wouldn't get your butt offline and go live.
shit that happened to us that we're trying to bury. That's why we went to
I
the
totally understand you're trying to bury it, but the thing is, like, you guys made it public, so it's no longer, it can't be anymore. It's impossible.
But I forever owe you my personal information.
No, I'm
regarding
not saying
Nader.
you owe me anything. I don't like.
No,
I don't care.
anybody. So I forever owe everybody.
No.
My right as a
That's
person.
not, no,
in my
don't
personal life,
please
if I want to shut up,
don't go there.
if I want to
You
shut
gotta
up, any day I want to shut up, I have a fucking right to do that.
Okay.
If I want to tell you something and the next day I don't want to tell you the details, I have a fucking right to do that. What information do I owe you? You don't have to.
Nobody's saying you do, but when you put out videos and then delete them and shit, and then when we're just trying to clear up the story and you're even getting defensive with us, who clearly are not against
you're
you.
an asshole and you don't know the details. That's
Then
fine.
you won't get the
You're
fucking
making
details.
up. And I didn't
So you're
fucking
not
make up
looking for details. You're giving a half-ass story. How can you expect me not to come off like this and ask questions when you tell some
me an asshole without even knowing the details? Like you're a fucking asshole doing that. Doing what? You don't even know what happened.
I'm so emotional. I'm so sorry.
So that was the mess. That was the panel that she went on with Real Stream News and Katie.
Since I started earlier, I can't stop. It's like the waterworks are on.
Oh God, here we go. It's like after the panel, she came online doing her own live stream. Again, I'm the victim. They ganged up on me.
But no, I'm not embarrassed. For what? I think I'm gonna like stop teasing and just do recorded content.
There's her like pretending to cry.
It's not fun anymore. No. Like I think it will just be like better for my mental health.
Oh, by the way, Chantal, I really love that little detail that you showed in the last video. You know, the one that you deleted, where like when you came online saying you feel violated and you actually squeezed out a real tear. And then later on, you showed that there was an onion on your desk. Were you using the onion to make yourself cry? Yeah, I think you were.
I don't have to like, okay, I really want to block people. Like I seriously do. I don't want to talk about it. That's the fucking whole thing. I felt like I was being forced. I'm not going on.
Let's play that again. Can we play that again? Let's play that again. Let's get the volume all the way up. I'm feeling a sense of deja vu. So she went up on the Local Live panel. And then after the panel, she says, I feel violated. But she went up on Real Stream News panel and then she feels like she was forced. Y'all noticing a pattern here? There's a definite pattern here.
I think I'm gonna like stop teasing and just do recorded content. It's not fun anymore. No. Like I think it will just be like better for my mental health that I don't have to like, okay, I really want to block people. Like I seriously do. I don't want to talk about it. That's the fucking whole thing. I felt like I was being forced. I'm not going on that panel ever.
She chose to go on the panel. She could have left at any time and she didn't. Just like she was on the Local Live panel. She could have left at any time. She chose not to. She stayed up there for an hour. Y'all seeing a definite pattern here where she goes up on a panel and if things don't go the way she wants them to go, suddenly she's been violated. Suddenly she's been forced. Notice the language that's being used. The deliberate inflammatory language, forced, violated. When neither one of those things happened. Neither one.
Again, because I feel like I was like forced to talk about it, like kept being asked over and over. At one point, I just felt really emotional and just like not good. Like, I don't know. Personally, I don't think MFW, like, I don't really think she's a good person after hearing her tonight. Like, with how she was with Rich Life, like, just calling him ugly and like, I don't know. And just like shooting her mouth. Like, no, sorry. All of these subjects that
I don't think that they're subjects that should just be fucking casually brought up on panel. They're not something I probably should have talked about, but I was emotional. And yeah, I used my platform to vent about stuff. But, oh well. I don't need people here fucking shaming me every day for shit. I'm tired of it.
But you bring stuff to the table, Chantal. You introduce things to your channel. You put them in video and live form, and then people aren't supposed to talk about it unless it's in a positive way towards you. And yet your content is negative. So how are we supposed to talk about things in a positive way when they're negative subjects? How does that work?
I'm like at my wit's end. I don't care if you call me weak, if you call me a fucking pussy, a coward, whatever. I'm done. I'm a fucking human and I've had enough harassment right now. Like I've had enough. So please fucking stop. Leave me the fuck alone to live my life and deal with this shit. I just had a bad feeling. I don't know. I didn't like the vibe tonight at all. Nobody knows what happened except for me and him, and I'm not talking about it. Period. That's it. And if you don't like that, make up whatever you fucking want. Doesn't make it the truth. Oh, well, I won't be doing any more panels. Fuck that. Or if people...
Well, she didn't hold true to a word there. I'm not doing panels ever again, and yet she went up on panel for Locale Live. And she wouldn't be part of Locale Queens, which would have nothing but a panel. So I guess you changed your mind.
People want me on panel from now on, they're going to have to pay me. Really know if I feel like beezing anymore. Like, honestly, I don't know if I feel like putting on my camera and live streaming hours a day and answering to you guys all day long. I don't feel like doing that anymore with my life.
So that was interesting. That's a nugget, as No Madness would say. Like, let's hear that again.
Tonight at all. Nobody knows what happened except for me and him, and I'm not talking about it. Period. That's it. And if you don't like that, make up whatever you fucking want. Doesn't make it the truth. Oh, well, I won't be doing any more panels. Fuck that. Or if people want me on panel from now on, they're going to have to pay me. Really?
Even back then, she thought she should be paid to be on panel.
Know if I feel like beezing anymore. Like, honestly, I don't know if I feel like putting on my camera and live streaming hours a day and answering to you guys all day long. I don't feel like doing that anymore with my life. Actually, I feel like just recording vlogs and doing whatever the fuck I want.
So even all the way back during Crackhead Olympics, when Chantal was making much more money than she's making now, like she was feeling the burnout. She wasn't all in with her channel. She's like, I don't want to do lives anymore, which she's the creator. She doesn't have to do anything on her channel if she doesn't want to. If she doesn't want to do lives, she doesn't have to do lives. But the reason why she does lives is because there's the potential to make a lot of money. She would get money from Google AdSense, from potential super chats and memberships. That's why she prefers the lives, y'all. And videos take time to put together, to edit, and she's not going to make as much. She started doing constant lives when she figured out I can make more money with lives than with videos, and so she stuck with the lives. But here she is confessing to everybody, like, I don't want to do lives anymore. Like, she started to lose interest in her channel all the way back then. And I think she's at a point now where she's burnt out on her channel. She's not enthusiastic about her content. She doesn't know what to do to make money with it. She essentially put herself in a corner, and she knows it, and money keeps dropping. And I think she really wanted to walk away from the Foodie Beauty channel and join up with Keemstar because there's money over there. There's not money where she's at. She's not willing to work on her channel. So like her plan absolutely not only failed, but backfired. Absolutely backfired. Her tower is coming down. Ooh, it's coming down quick.
I want to do a vlog of me making out with Matter for 20 minutes. I will, and I'll put it the fuck out if I want to. And I'll go on my day, and you can leave hate all you want in the comments, and you can hate me all you want. I won't see it. I'm not going to let people bully me from doing something I like doing. Fuck that. I'm going to reduce my beezing. I want to be friends with a man I claimed essayed, okay? Well, a lot of shit happened after that, and you're not going to know what happened, but yes, we're okay now.
She claimed that he did essay to her, but nothing happened. Nothing. She kept changing her story about that. Nothing like that ever happened to her. Promise you.
Imagine that. People forgive each other for things. Why do you think you're so attached to him after everything? You guys don't know the whole relationship. Like people talk like they know, and they don't. And people follow like like troll detective or morons like that. They don't know fuck all. And they act like they do. You make up the stupidest shit. You're just so brainwashed you can't admit the truth to yourself. Dissing Sofa, that's going to get you blocked. Diamond.
See, there we go. Somebody's speaking facts to her and like, I'm going to get you blocked. I'm going to get you blocked. You're speaking truth. I don't like it. I'm going to block you because you're speaking truth and I don't want to hear it. So I'm going to punish you by blocking you. And she wonders why there are so many people in girl world. It's because of the way she was behaving during Crackhead Olympics. That and the fact that we're more entertaining than she is.
I just want to be able to work it out because I love him.
So he was abusive, yet I want to work it out. Weirdo.
And I don't want him fully out of my life. I'm going to go forward and do vlogs and continue to work on myself. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future with my life, but I don't want to just like turn on the camera and like complain about certain things about my life anymore. I just don't feel like it's like a safe space to do that. Why can't you be nice to me? Why? Because I love somebody that you don't like? I should keep raging. I have 1,500 viewers.
So her raging is view. So back in the day, Chantal would freely do the rages because she knew that's when she got the most viewers and the most views. She knows that that's what people are looking for, but yet she won't do it. Now she won't do it.
I had a really, 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 really I had a really long talk with Nader, and I feel like I need to like properly apologize for going to the police station and like just doing the police report to begin with. Like I feel like my intentions weren't clean with it.
No, they weren't. They were dirty. They were mad
I outed
dirty.
everything, and I just feel really bad about that. Now that I'm like trying to have a relationship, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have gone to the police. A lot went.
And that's why she wanted to retract her statement. She was doing it as a form of punishment and control, yet she still wanted to have Nader in her life. This one is twisted, okay? Her coils are wound up too tight. Like all of her wires are in backwards. See, she ain't right.
And all in private, okay? I know it's hard to understand. The truth is, like, you know how I feel. I really, really love him a lot, and I'm sorry, and I love you, and I want to go to Mount Royal tomorrow and walk up and down the hill.
She's talking to Nader through her live streams. That happened a lot too, with her titles. Like sometimes you could tell she wasn't really talking to her audience. She was talking to Nader because she knew that Nader watched her. So they would communicate through the videos and the lives. It was really weird.
You want me to fucking lie and pretend I don't have feelings for somebody? And Nader has never beaten me.
Said again, he never beat me.
So
he gave me STDs. He financially abused me. He emotionally abused me. He was cheating with hookers, which is how he gave me an STD, and I didn't know. He beat me.
Did I ever say he beat me? No, I never said that. I was never beaten. Never. I never said I was beat. I like bugs.
But you just said it. This happened like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and now you're claiming like 2 or 3 years later that he beat you. Chantal, you forget. Girl world, we got archives for days. And we can bring all this stuff up. And the more you bring up the past, the more we're going to bring up the past. And we're going to show what a liar you are. And people like Keemstar, they're going to find out more and more and more and more and more. Not that they need to. Keemstar has said he's not going to hire you. He wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. But he's going to find out just how devious and evil you are.
A predator? Under what? Where do you come off calling him a predator?
You're a predator.
May's accusations? Really? Where? Sorry.
He beat me.
He beat me.
Like I wanted to get the restraining order dropped, but not the charges, so I could sleep with him, but still charge him. Oh, fuck, I'm such an idiot. Oh.
Yeah, that is especially vile. Especially vile. So much thanks and credit to all the wonderful people on Twitter. Much thanks and credit to Perfectly Imperfect. I'll be leaving a link for her original video down below in the description. Y'all check out Perfectly Imperfect if you haven't already. You know, sub up to her channel. Give her a like. Give her a thumbs up. Leave her a nice comment. Tell her that you really appreciate her putting some of these receipts together into a cohesive, understandable, wonderful, informative video. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.